What's up, guys? Welcome back to After the Bell. We are hanging out with singer and songwriter Cash Campbell.
Hey-o.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're so excited to have you. I've been listening to Cannonball on repeat all day.
It's incredible.
Absolutely love it. You're going to actually be performing it later on in the show.
Absolutely.
So we're super excited about that. Don't go anywhere. I want to talk, of course, all about the inspiration behind the song and the music video, but I actually want to throw it back to the beginning first and find out about your journey in country music. When did you start?
So I really started in country music about 3 years ago. The big plan was to write songs for other people, and here I am. So I don't know if I failed miserably at that or if, yeah, the honest truth is there was Cannonball, and we were about to give it away to another artist, and that's how we felt. And I was like, I just think we should do this, and I think that was the right decision.
And so let's talk about the inspiration behind the song and the writing process for the song.
So I have a good buddy in Nashville named Chris LaCourte, and him and I would bounce tracks back and forth because I live in Texas.
So you didn't make the switch to Nashville yet?
I still live in Texas.
Okay.
Holding out as long as I can. But I feel like I'm in Nashville half the month now, so we kind of get the best of both worlds right now.
Okay.
So
you're in the studio.
Yeah,
how's that?
It's great. So Chris has a studio in Nashville. I have a studio in Dallas, and he sent me the song, and I started writing a lot of lyrics and melody, and I sent it to him, and we were both kind of getting excited about it. And then we sent it to a buddy of ours after we got it in a good spot in Sweden, where all good country records are made.
Wow, interesting.
Yes.
Fun fact.
Fun fact, we went to Stockholm. We didn't actually go. We just digitally sent the song. Side note, I did live in Stockholm for like 8 months when I was younger. So our buddy in Sweden is a good friend of mine.
Okay. So kind of full circle moment there.
Yeah, and I just was we wanted to get his opinion, and he was like, I would like to be involved with your country music. I hope that he sees this. It's the worst Swedish accent in the history of television. But yeah, so he jumped in and started working on the song with us, and that's kind of been our creative process now. Nashville, Dallas, Sweden.
Wow. And speaking of creative processes, so when you're in the studio, is there anything that you have to have with you, or set the mood? Like, what's it like to really get? Like, I'm sure you have writer's block. What helps kind of that creative juice flow?
1,000 brown M&Ms. No, I'm totally kidding.
Oh my gosh! So it's like, what's the movie? Made in Manhattan with the brown M&Ms.
Yep. No, I think that. I mean, I drink a ton of coffee, so I think on the way into the studio. Probably a little bit of 90s hip hop, a little bit of Garth Brooks, and then, yeah, a lot of coffee. And no, I mean, I get to write a lot of days right now, and so you do have those days where you're just like, what? I'm the worst writer in the history of mankind. And there's other days when you show up and you feel like you knock it out in 30 minutes and you kind of move on from there. So I don't know if there's like something that I have to have or. Wish I had
like lighting candles,
yeah,
a certain
I wish there was something
scent.
cool like that.
You're gonna have it next time. You're gonna come back and be like, I have this vanilla candle that I have to have.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I ate a lot of cashews in the studio.
Okay, cashews. Hey. I feel some like integrations coming on with that one.
Absolutely.
So the song, once it's all set and you're going into the music video process, what was kind of the creative vision behind that?
I wanted to blow up as much as we could. No, I had seen something from years ago where they'd done this explosion in slow motion, and I was like, that would be really cool. And then I wanted to mix paint with it, but I was like, that's just not gonna work. And so I found like this chalk, and I just ordered it online, and they shipped it to me.
There you go.
And I purchased like 400 pounds of this stuff called tannerite, which like people use, like a lot of my buddies have ranches in Texas, so if you need to take down like a tree stump or a barn, or something like that, you literally use this stuff. And so what we did was, what you don't see is what's happening off screen. So we took, a couple pounds at a time, and we just lace it all in chalk, and then we'd blow it up. And yeah, it was basically the most fun I think I've ever had filming anything.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is like an opportunity for a lot of funny stories and memories from on set that happened behind the scenes. Can you share one of those with us?
Yeah, so the first shot where they're throwing powder at my face, I have my mouth open. I did not get powder out of my mouth for 3 weeks. I kid you not, I was like still spitting.
There's no chemicals in any of that, right?
I hope not, because if so, I'm in trouble. But Yeah, I had it. We had that stuff in our ears. Everybody, the whole crew, everybody that was on set, like for months. I feel like I was still like digging stuff out of the corner of my ear.
But so worth it because
Wow,
it's an absolutely beautiful video.
Thank you.
And you've been very busy because that song only came out in what, September?
Yeah.
And then
last year.
you also have 2 more songs, Don't Want to Think About It and Little Things. And you also have music videos for those.
We do.
How do you balance? A lot of people may not know that you have a family as well in Texas. How do you balance all of this?
I think it's just really focused work ethic. And I love, I think this is the best job in the world. I can't believe that getting to sit here with you and do this. And
Thank you.
Well, it's true. and yeah, so I think it's like, you know, you wake up every morning. I do have a family, a couple little kids, very tired. But you know, I love this job. I hope I get to do this for the next 50 years. And so you just make every day count.
And what do they think about your music? Are they your biggest critics?
They're definitely the biggest fan. They're not old enough to be critics yet. So it's all fun and games right now. I feel like they're gonna hit teenage years and be like, I hate my dad's music. I want to listen to Nirvana. Or, I don't know. No, right now they're incredible.
Who inspires you in country music?
Right now, so old school to new school. The first concert I ever went to in 7th grade was a Garth Brooks show. And I remember watching him run and do backflips off the drum riser and be like, this guy's a rock star. I really got into, so coming full spectrum, the Kelsey Ballerini record that came out in November is like one of
So good. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And I didn't know much about Kelsey until I heard that record. And there wasn't a ton of records I listened to last year, but I bet I just chewed through. I bet I've listened to that whole thing 15 times.
If you could write a song for anybody and, you know, not keep it for yourself, but give it away, who would you be just so honored to have one of your songs?
Probably Keith Urban.
Okay.
Keith, I really like the Brothers Osborne guys. I think they just have a cool swagger.
So you have these amazing songs out, and you just released a brand new cover, a Garth Brooks one.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about why that song.
So I loved Callin' Baton Rouge. I remember seeing Garth Brooks play it at that concert when I was in 7th grade. I've just been enamored with the song, and I felt like it had been long enough to where we could take it and put a fresh spin on it. And yeah, we'll see how this goes.
And speaking of freshmen, I actually want to throw it back to your music. Don't Want to Think About It. You kind of have some EDM vibes. Am I right? Was that
bit.
Okay?
You are incredibly accurate. Yeah.
Okay, so more music from you. Do you think you're going to channel those vibes even more?
I hope so.
Okay.
I think I just love making. I've always loved just making the songs that we make, and I think there's this really cool space right now. Like all the genres are just kind of getting. The lines are getting blurred, and so it just creates this incredible opportunity to push forward on the stuff you love making, and so the answer is yes. I really hope so.
And then any tour dates coming up soon?
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
We can.
Where people can see you live?
Yeah, so later this year I get to play one with Brett Young, one with Chris Lane, and then there's a handful of others in the works that are not confirmed yet. But and I look up to both of those guys.
And when they're confirmed, you'll just have to come back, hang out with us
would
again.
love to, yeah.
And so speaking of all this music,
Yes.
you are going to perform for us, and it's going to be Cannonball, right?
It is.
All right, perfect. We have that coming up for you guys momentarily. But first, before we end, where can everyone keep up with you on all of your social medias?
Yeah, so Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are probably I get a little crazy on Snapchat every once in a while, but really it's kind of the main four. Everything's just Cash Campbell. The Cash Campbell.
Okay.
I don't like the the.
Switch it up on us. The real Cash Campbell.
I hate the the, but I didn't have a choice. Somebody had already taken it, and so yeah.
It's okay. We'll put a bug like right here
Yes.
that has all the handles, so you guys can visualize it and see it.
Thank you for having me. You guys are awesome.
Oh, of course. Well, do not go anywhere, you guys. We are coming back. Cash Campbell is going to sing his new single, Cannonball. Don't go anywhere.